Today you wanted to talk about underwater.
A lot of ways to think about.
A lot of lighting going on today.
Yes, definitely
We'll
underwater.
do under cabinet another day. Today, underwater. Alright, so these are beautiful.
Solid brass, very nice underwater fixtures. We've been selling these for years. Great success.
And they're raw brass, right?
Raw brass.
Okay, so raw brass is going to patina. It's going to change colors with the elements out there, which is quite attractive, actually. It's a beautiful way to see a fixture just sort of grow with the natural landscape of where you're installing it. So, only underwater? You can't do these in ground, or?
You can use these wherever you really want. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you use an LED bulb in it or a halogen bulb if you're still using the old halogens. Obviously, they'll get a little warmer, but this does not have to be underwater. So you don't have, we can use this on a stand, like that.
Because it's gorgeous. I mean, it really is a beautiful fixture. So I can see easily wanting to mount it and visibly see it. So it can be underwater because it's sealed.
Yep.
But it doesn't have to be underwater.
Does not have to be. We can also remove the base, and if you want to bury this in the ground, and you have actually a very small well light. People use these for a lot. This usually comes off. This time it's going to stay in. But people use these for a lot of different things. I've had last customer I remember actually had 3 or 4 of these, and he built a fountain. And they're not going inside the fountain, they're going on the ledge, but he had recessed them in so they're flush with this fountain, and that's what he was using to light them up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things that you can do, just up to your imagination.
Very sharp. And the other thing I liked is when you mentioned that these can go in ground. And I'm like, why would you put them in ground? I mean, like, what would be the point? And your comment was Florida. You know, anything that has a lot, maybe a flood area. Areas that are susceptible to floods, anything that could get torrential rains, this would be very, very good for an in-ground application.
One of the #1 things with most well lights, they're going to tell you, make sure that you put it in somewhere that has good drainage.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of places that's just impossible. And
Right.
if you want to use a well light and you don't have good drainage, probably a good idea to use an underwater light.
Which is amazing. Like, I don't know if people would think about that. I didn't think about it. I didn't know the why you would put them in ground, and that's an excellent reason for that. All right, so we have these two little guys.
Yeah. MR11 in your right hand and
Okay.
MR16 in your left hand. So this is the 707, and this has what's called a floating socket. So the reason they do this is because it's so small, you can't put your fingers in the bulb now.
I was just going to ask you why the floating socket. I like the name of it, floating socket.
There you go. So,
Water feature. Yeah.
so if we were installing this bulb,
Sure, it
you
has
simply
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I like the floating water.
just put it together like that and push it down into it. Okay?
Okay.
And beyond that, I think we've already gone over this several times. In fact, I think I left my screws out. But when you do tighten these, you want to tighten each screw equally, so there's equal torque on each one, and you do it like a car tire. So you're going to come over, do #1 screw, come over here, do 2, do 3. Go back and forth, tighten it down so that the lid comes in nice and level. Same thing with pretty much any fixture, whether it's a well light, whether it's an underwater light, like a star pattern, like they taught you to when you change your tire, the same type of pattern.
Now, I know with these fixtures, sometimes this is the part where it's operator error, because these are sealed fixtures. When they put in the light bulb, the gasket is a crucial part of the installation. So, listen up. This is really important for everyone to see. Show them this part. Hopefully the camera can grab that. It's actually an indent where this gasket will sit tight. And the key is you don't want to pinch the gasket. If you pinch the gasket,
Gonna have problems.
it's gonna leak. It's gonna leak. So we're gonna show you specifically how to do this. because the unit is sealed, and if you install this part correctly, it will be 100% perfect. So did you see how it sits right in there?
Both the top and the housing have a groove that the gasket goes in. And that's where, when you're putting this on, if you accidentally pinch that gasket, that's where you're gonna have big problems. So at any point, whether it's this bigger one here, whether it's a small one, any fixture, any well light, make sure that your gasket goes in and is seated properly.
Yeah, I love that term. It just sits right in, it sits right in there. There's a place for it. The mold is carved out for it. But so just something to be aware of, be careful of, and then your unit will be watertight.
Absolutely. Okay. So like I said, we have a couple with bulbs in them already.
Yes, we do.
So this is our 707. It has this little bulb in it right there.
Okay. Oopsie. Oh, I set myself. There we go. Oh, can you see that? That looks warm white.
This is a warm white for sure.
Okay.
This is a warm white flood.
I like that these are adjustable too.
Yep,
So you can
absolutely.
really get your beam spread.
We have that's the one thing that's really special about AQ lighting. We have a wide variety of beam spreads. So we go from 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60, 100. We have a large range of beam spreads. If you go to any hardware store, you can find an MR11, but you better like that one because that's the only one you're gonna get. So that is definitely something that separates us from any store.
And you mentioned, okay, so let's say these are going underwater. The water really spreads the light. So you have always suggested go a little bit narrower beam spread, obviously depending on how deep you are in the water, because that water is going to maximize that spread bigger
Yes.
than if it was illuminating a tree.
Right. That's,
Okay.
The deeper you go, the tighter you better keep it, or else it's not going to make it out of the water.
And they see the different color. Can you see the different colors? The camera picking that up. So warm white versus cool white.
Flip it right over if you can.
Oh.
Huge difference.
Oh, okay.
So
you could probably pick up
This is a wide spot. You can see the small, almost be a little bit bigger than my hand.
Okay.
And then this here is the wide flood, and it's pretty much
See a
much-
huge
much
color
larger.
difference too.
huge color difference as well.
Okay, that's excellent.
Warm white, cool white.
Warm white, cool white, MR11, MR16. You have the beam spread option, and these are adjustable. So if you've got some flexibility after you install it, as far as what you want it to point at to illuminate. Nicely done.
All right.
I think we did that. Think we did it?
I think so. So we have all kinds of calls for
Okay.
fountains and how to light up your fountain. So if you have any questions, if you have a fountain at home that's dark, call us. Let us help you, and we'll get you lit up.
Great. Fountains, ponds.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah, any water feature. Okay, so if you have any other fixtures that you would like more information on, we plan out the schedule. We'll be happy to put that fixture on our schedule to provide you more information. I think, anything else? I think that's it. Other than
Free Fixture Friday.
Free Fixture Friday. Yeah, you know what I thought about? When they repost this, we probably have to exit that. This is only good for live when we talk about Free Fixture Friday.
Well, kind of.
Yeah,
You have to know the date.
gotta know
So-
the date.
You're still good for 4 days. At least
Yeah.
4 or 5 days you're good, and then after that.
So every Friday, we give away a free fixture. Whatever we are speaking about that, it is a surprise, so you're not gonna know in advance. But if you share it,
You better share it publicly.
gotta share it publicly, then you'll get that free fixture. So thanks for joining. We hope this was helpful.